I can't explain it. Like, if a song ain't right, it's not right.
Yeah.
So I bump heads with the engineer. You know what I'm saying? I don't care until we get it all the way right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so when the engineer's telling me, we can't turn the 808 up anymore. Bro, listen, you've never been to Atlanta. You've never been to Magic City. Hey, yo, it's Mike Will Made It. You're watching Billboard News.
Hey everyone, it's your girl Catrice J, and we are here with Mike Will Made It. Congratulations on your new album, R3SET. It's your first album in 7 years.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Man, it's been a journey for real. Like, it's Ransom 3. So like each Ransom is like, those were like different phases. And like Ransom stands for like releasing all new songs orchestrated by Mike Will. When I came out with the first one, that was like me coming off that 2012, 2013, 2014 run. But it was a buzz tool for me at the time, because I was like, man, I could put together Kendrick, Wayne, and Future on the song and make By the World. I can put together Miley Cyrus, Wiz Khalifa, and Juicy J. So I could put Future and Sway Lee on the track and make Drinks on Us. If you wanna go to the bar, Drinks on Us. And like, that's how I was coming about the first Ransom, and I wanted to do it as many times as possible. And the second Ransom, I wanted to do like a little refined version of that. Gucci Man, Kendrick, Ray Shrimmer, Perfect Pint.
30 cars deep is like a circus with me. Ray Shrimmer, Gucci Man, it sounds perfect to me.
YG 21 and the Migos. Gucci on mine, yeah.
Gucci my collar, Gucci my bit. Spend a little money, that shit ain't no problem.
We had some cool collaborations on that, and that was also a long project. And around that time right there, I had lost my hard drives. My hard drives had got stolen.
I heard about that.
Yeah, I really eased back from the music, and then I started buying real estate. I bought my studio that I work in right now in Atlanta. Like, when I first got that, it would just be like a couple TVs on the wall. We'll just be in there gambling on 2K. I wasn't even really tripping on the music like that. Then
Why weren't you tripping? Was it because like I made a bunch of hits? I'm about to just live my life a little bit.
I ain't really know what that sign was. Like to lose your hard drives and your backup in one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was just like, man, that was like a wake-up call. So I was trying to figure out what that meant for me, like, because it's like I won a Grammy. I done put multiple people on, so it's like maybe I need to start doing other stuff. Like, I need to start investing in other fields, and like it just nothing was really like working out. So it's like, man, what works for me is music, and so I was like, man, yo, I need to go back to investing in myself. You know what I'm saying? As a creative, I'm always trying to do something like out the box and just different and just, you know what I'm saying, sonically new. Because I remember like growing up watching like Juicy J, Kanye, Timberland, like different producers that I respect, Dr. Dre, and wondering like, okay, what new sound are they gonna bring with these next artists that they work with? Like, me knowing what I brought to the game and producing over 300 songs is like, man, I know it's a young producer, or like, you know what I'm saying, like just anybody out there that's a fan of music, like just see my name and they're like, man, okay, how he gonna come next?
I want to get into higher.
I'm in my zone, I'm wired. I wanna take you higher.
That's actually kind of like a sound I feel like I haven't heard from you, and even from like Yachty and Lil Wayne in a sense. So like, what was it like putting Yachty and Lil Wayne together and working with them?
It was another organic play. It was like I was working with my guy Ralph. He owns like a clothing line, and he's like a dope creative in Atlanta, and he's friends with Yachty. So he was like, man, what you think about Yachty coming through today? I'm like, yeah, I'm messing with Yachty. Tell him come through, I'm working on my album anyway. And then Yachty laid down his part. It was dope. Like, we already loved it, how Yachty already had it. So we felt like the song was like complete. But I just felt like, man, if we put one more verse on here, you know what I'm saying, and the person does the right thing, it's like, man, now we have a real complete song. I hit Yachty and I was like, hey man, what you think about adding a feature on there? But I had already sent it to Lil Wayne. But he was just like, bro, I think it's good how it is. I'm like, man, I'm gonna just wait until Lil Wayne send his verse. I'm gonna play it for Yachty. I know he gonna snap. I'm playing for Yachty. You know, hopefully he loves it, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully we good, you know what I'm saying? And then Lil Wayne ended up sending his verse back. It was crazy. And then I was like, man, I called Yachty to the studio. I was like, bro, I gotta let you hear something. And he was like, damn, bro. He was like, man, he snapped. He was like, man, send that to me.
I kick them hoes out, I be like, hiya. If she explode, then I'ma ignite her.
You worked with Rihanna, Beyonce, J. Cole, Kanye, Eminem. How do you team up with these artists?
Rihanna had to Pour It Up.
Pour it up, that's how we ball out.
My homegirl Karen Kwok, she was working at Def Jam, and she really put that together. She always believed in me as a producer. Shout out to Chris Brown. Chris Brown had came through the writing camp just checking out the different songs. He had heard Pour It Up and was like, man, yo, I got it. Yo, this one gotta get the read. Like, she gotta hear this one. And then she had called the next day, like, what's the song Chris talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying, Pour It Up. She loved it, she laid it down. And so that was our first collaboration. Then when it comes to like Beyonce, I was working with my guy Big John. He lined me up with Hove first, and we had did Beach Is Better.
I brought sand to the beach, cause my beach is better. You can keep the beach, cause that beach, whatever.
A couple years later, Big John was like, yo, send me a pack for Beyonce. And I was like, all right, bet. He was like, man, she wants some fun stuff. She wants some stuff that you would produce. Don't even think about songs for her. I knew Formation Beat was it. Like, I was like, man, we need to do a female anthem to this joint. You know what I'm saying? Shout out my brother Plus, super producer who I worked with on that. Sway started just freestyling in the car and was like, okay, ladies, now let's get in formation. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, what you just say? And then he said it again, and I recorded it on the voice note. Then later on, we went to the studio. He laid it down, and then Jimmy came in, did a reference vocal. And then Beyonce heard that, and then she just took the formation part, she took a line from Jimmy, and then she wrote her own verses, and then it was just like a dope collaboration. It was her idea to add the marching band on there, like, you know what I'm saying, the horns. Like, it was like a dope collaboration. I really like working with Beyonce, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, besides her being like Queen Bee, like, she's super down to earth, super cool, super chill. And J. Cole, it was like, he had hit me. We did the song There I Go with him and Gucci.
There I go, there I go, there I go, there I go.
That last freestyle that he put out where he's riding a bike through the city. We did a bunch of records, you know what I'm saying? And Cole's another one that I like collabing with. But
He's a GOAT.
Yeah.
He's definitely a GOAT.
As long as it's a real artist that's willing to, that's also trying to think out of the box and do something different, and you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's always the perfect marriage.
I feel like you and Miley Cyrus are like Michael and Pippin. Like, I feel like y'all just make such good music together.
Right.
And bangers.
Yeah.
That album had its 10-year anniversary last year.
Right. It's crazy. It felt like yesterday, but it's a classic though.
It is a classic. It's
Overly
a non-skip
classic.
album.
Yeah, and it unlocked it unlocked Miley as an artist. Now, after that, she felt her swag, she felt herself as an artist, and she can go anywhere after that, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. One of the producers that I always looked up to also was Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. Jimmy Jam, he always be telling me like, man, Bangers is still one of my favorite albums. He was like, man, I still listen to this. I just listened to it last week. To hear somebody like that tell me that, to hear somebody like you tell me how you appreciate it, you know what I'm saying? That's really all that matters, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what we're doing it for. Like, I wanted the creatives, and I wanted like the people to just hear it and be like, man, we never knew we needed this from Miley Cyrus, but this is exactly what we wanted.
Yeah.
I came in like a wrecking ball.
And you have continued to work with Miley past bangers. What is it like collabing with her?
I love working with Miley, man. She's smart. She's so creative. She's so smart, and she's so like, you know what I'm saying? She's so risky, and she also likes to think out of the box, and you know what I'm saying? She's so talented. Her voice is so strong. Like, I might use this beat machine, or I might use Fruity Loops, or but then I know I got Miley's voice also to add on top of this, and it's like, this is like a lethal weapon, a crazy instrument. We inspire each other a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? She always salutes me and tells me how much, you know what I'm saying, I inspired her in this way, inspired her that way, but she also inspired me in a lot of ways because, you know, she shined a light on different things that I might not even known about, and it definitely is like a dynamic duo that it just won't ever get old. It don't matter, like, when we get back in the studio, it's like every song we ever did was like hard as fuck and like a classic, and that's what we're aiming for real.
What are the producers on your label that, I'm pretty sure you're excited about everyone, but who can you name off the producers that you're most excited about that's on your drum list?
Every one of them, from P Nasty to 30 Rock to True to Mel to Mars to J-Bo to Miles. I done missed out on some names, like, but every single one of them, like, they're the guys, like, you know what I'm saying? And to be an eardrummer, like, you made it through a certain kind of boot camp. Like, with the newer guys, I'll go in the room, bro, cut that off. What's that gonna move? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
What's that gonna move?
Yep.
And it's like, we all challenge each other, and it's like steel sharpens steel. And everybody has their own fingerprint, their own DNA, and nobody has a problem with collabing. And we all understand collabing, and we all understand like, okay, we're gonna, you know what I'm saying, pass the ball on different times, and you know what I'm saying, like, and it's like we have our own industry. It's like one hand washes the other, and that was always my vision since I was 16. Anybody from my age and down, I try to sign them. You know what I'm saying, as a producer, because if I feel like they're special, it's like, man, hey yo, man, we can do this together, and I want to almost protect you. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I don't have no problem with going in there as a businessman saying, yo, we need this, that, and the third. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes with creatives, it feels awkward for them to do that. When I was on my pioneer journey, I was always thinking about them, about this new wave, about this new sound, about these 808s that's about to be coming through, about everything that's about to be coming. Salute to the guys that, you know what I'm saying, that saw it blindly, like, you know what I'm saying, from the beginning. P Nasty, Mars, J-Bo, Plus, Schoolie, like, man, they signed to me. I was still in my mom's basement, and like those guys signed to me. And when shit started getting lit, I never wanted to sign the deal. All these labels were coming at me trying to sign me. I would never sign anything until I got a joint venture. But these labels are looking at me crazy because they're like, who is this 21-year-old coming here talking about he want a joint venture? And he's saying he got a whole bunch of producers. You trying to put too many people on. We hear Mike Will made it.
Yeah.
We trying to sign Mike Will made it. And it's like, man, y'all don't understand. Y'all hear Mike Will made it in eardrummers. Y'all don't understand what I'm trying to do. So I'm already broke. So this money that y'all about to give me right here, 6 figures or whatever, I'm gonna break it down throughout my whole crew, and guess what, we're gonna end up broke again. You know what I'm saying? So I need a budget where I can cut this guy his own check, cut this guy his own check, cut this guy his own check. I can have my own check, and then we have a budget where we can cut anybody that we believe in moving forward. They don't sign us for free. We cut them a real check. You know what I'm saying? Everybody didn't have to be eardrummers, but as long as everybody's afloat and everybody's doing good, that was like my main mission.
I feel like you've had such an incredible career. It's still growing. It's resetting.
It's resetting for sure.
What's some advice you would give your younger self?
Man, some advice I'll probably give my younger self: be patient, young man. You know what I'm saying? Be patient, and until you materialize something or until you bring it to life, they're not supposed to get it. Like, when I had this certain feeling inside, it's weird. I can't explain it. Like, if a song ain't right, it's not right.
Yeah.
So I'll bump heads with the engineer. You know what I'm saying? I don't care until we get it all the way right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so when the engineer's telling me, we can't turn the 808 up anymore. Bro, listen, you've never been to Atlanta. You've never been to Magic City. You've never been to Blue Flame. You know what I'm saying? You don't understand what I mean by this. You never rode in the old school with, you know what I'm saying, with 12s or 15s in the back. I have to take this shit back home, and I have to make my people proud. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so we have to push this up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And if it's wrong, let it come out and let it be wrong. The record label, they might tell me like, man, this song is too long, Mike, it's not gonna work on radio, and da-da-da. And it's like, man, I don't care about that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I play this right now for all these young guys right here, they're gonna jump around and they're gonna be like, man, when is this dropping? That stuff ended up paying off though. It might make people feel like, damn, man, Mike difficult to work with, or like, man, this man Mike Will, bro. Like, I hate that I ever put that kind of taste in certain people's mouth by pushing so much, but it helped make a lot of history. You know what I'm saying?
Black Beatles went #1.
Black Beatles went #1.
That girl is a real crowd, please. Small world, all her friends know of me.
Me and Sway Lee argued to the last second about that joint. You know what I'm saying? Over one bar. Before that song came out, I said, man, if we switch just one bar, like, this song could arguably be the best song in hip hop this year. But with this bar, like, I don't know about this bar. Like, you know what I'm saying? Might mess it up. So next thing you know, that song ended up coming out, and it was the best song in hip hop that year. You know what I'm saying? So I really learned a lot. You know what I'm saying? Over these years, being able to reflect and, like, you know what I'm saying, see everything and for what it is, and resetting, man.
Reset on the way.
Realigning. You feel me?
Yes. Thank you
Word.
so much, Mike Will.
Yes. Thank you.